Hello, my name is Lindsay Swanson, and in today's short video, we're going to talk through some of the tech requirements for the upcoming Uncomfortable Conversations workshop. The first thing that you're going to need to do is open Zoom through a link that's going to be shared via email. You can see on my screen, I have an example email with a link for a Zoom call. When I click on this Zoom link, it's going to open a new tab that's going to prompt me to open my Zoom app on my computer. It is best if you're able to download the Zoom app to your computer before the meeting begins, if you don't already have Zoom on your computer. If I click Open Zoom, it'll go ahead and it will open up a Zoom meeting. I can see here that I've been placed into a waiting room, and I'll need to wait until the host lets me into the meeting. Once the host has let me into the meeting, you'll see a connecting screen pop up, and we can see that there is now a new window open for me. I see an option to join with computer audio, and I want to make sure that I click that so that I have mic access and can hear during the call. Now we can see that I am here in the Zoom call, and there are a few different things that are important to notice about your Zoom screen. On the very bottom of the Zoom bar, there are a few different important controls. You can see that the first button that we have is the mute button. That's going to be an important one throughout the program to make sure you know how to mute and also unmute yourself. You can see that if there's a small green bar that lights up in that mute indicator, you know that you are talking and that the participants in the meeting can hear you. To put yourself on mute, you can just click that icon and you'll see the red bar come across to show that you are currently muted. Similarly, with the video button, you can see that right now my video is off, and when I click this bottom, my video has turned on. Throughout the call and during our workshop, there's going to be times when we ask you to have yourself with your video on and to be unmuted. There's going to be other times where we ask you to be muted, but to keep your video on. And finally, there's going to be times when we ask you to have your video off and to be muted. Oftentimes when Zoom starts, it opens in full screen on your computer. To get out of full screen, you can go to the top left corner and you can click the green button to minimize yourself out of full screen. Another way to do that is to click the escape button at the top of your keyboard. It's important during the call to be in gallery view mode for best viewing experience. To change your view, you can click on the top right corner where it says View. You'll see there's two options, Speaker View and Gallery View. We suggest being in Gallery View. One other thing that you'll need to do in Zoom is to create a setting that will allow you to hide the non-video participants. To do this, you can simply click on the small up arrow that's next to the Stop Video button. When you click on this arrow, you're going to see a few different options pop up, and you can choose Video Settings. That will force another window to pop up on your screen. Scroll down in these settings and make sure you have a check marks in the box that says Hide Non-Video Participants. A few other important things to know how to do on Zoom. It's useful to know how to rename yourself. To rename yourself, you can click on the image of yourself and you'll see a menu pop up. From here, you can click Rename and it will allow you to type in your name so that we know who you are as a participant. And finally, sometimes we may ask you to use the Raise Hand feature. To find the Raise Hand feature, you're going to click Participants and you're going to click Raise Hand. You can see that a small blue hand has been raised on my video. If you did this accidentally or you want to lower your hand, you can click that area to lower your hand so that you no longer have a hand raised. That's all of the information that you need to know about Zoom. There is one other tech feature that we're going to be using in our meeting, and that's called Nearpod. When you get into the meeting, we'll give you a unique code to set for Nearpod. You can go simply to nearpod.com, and partway down through the page, you'll see a spot that says Students, Join a Lesson. You'll use the code that we give you in the meeting to be able to join our Nearpod lesson. It's going to prompt you to put your name into Nearpod. Please use the same name that you've used for your Zoom account. You can then join the lesson. Now you'll see that our slides will also appear on your screen. As we click through our slides, the slides will change on your screen. At times, there may be different activities that we ask you to complete through Nearpod. For example, we're going to be asking you to share out a rose and a thorn. At the bottom of the screen, you'll be able to type in your answer. Once you're done with your answer, you can post it, and you'll see that it'll appear up on the screen. The rest of the participants' answers will also appear up on this screen. The last thing to know is that it's helpful to be able to have your Zoom window and your Nearpod window open at the same time. To do that on one computer screen like I have here, remember that you can change around the size of your screens. You can usually do this by making sure that you are not in full screen, and also by dragging the corner edge of your window to be the size that you would like it to be. If you ever need to get out of full screen, you should always be able to use the escape button on the top left of your keyboard to get out of full screen mode. We're so excited about our upcoming workshop. If you have any other questions about the technology setup, please reach out to us at the Anti-Racism ROC email account. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day.